Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the first video for the Chapter 6 exercises, and we're going to be looking at 6A. And the general topic for this chapter is collaborative mapping. And again, collaborative means we're going to be sharing. It's a way for you to either take information you've collected and share it with others, or take information others have collected and use it. You've already been doing this to some degree. These exercises are just going to focus on how to do it a little more specifically and some other additional tasks. Now, especially in these sets, you're going to find that there are some differences potentially from the textbook to what you're seeing, and I'll make the modifications as needed, and I've also put some things in the Blackboard to help out. So for this particular activity to get started, again, read over everything, make sure you have a little bit of a view. We're going to be completing a tree inventory geodatabase. We're going to do things like setting up domains, looking at feature classes, and really working on that database. Because even though we're doing things visually, it still is all data and it still all lives in a table of data. All right, so you should open up the tree inventory project found in your GTKAG Pro folder. And once you're there in the catalog pane, you're going to expand the databases, right click on the trees GDB, the geodatabase, and then you're going to click domains. Okay, so again, here's one of the small differences. I'm going to right click on trees. Now, if you look, you're not going to see domain right away in these newer versions. If you're not seeing domains, you'll notice there's this one right here called data design. If you click on data design, you're going to see then it says domains. So you can click on that, and that should bring you here to the domains. So again, that is a little bit of a difference. Right click, data design, and domains. So let's go ahead and do number 4 right here to get this part updated. And as you're doing this, if you click and it's not working, try double clicking, and that should give that to you. So then you're going to click over here, and you're going to want to click in the code field, type planted, and then press enter. Make sure everything is in blue when you're doing this. Now I've got my green. Okay. Notice it wants you to add 3 more codes to the status domain: ingrowth, unknown, and dead. And make sure, notice you put it as a code, and then you put these here as well. And then it tells you a little bit more about, and then on the domains tab, you're going to click save. So I've added my extra, and again, then it tells you to make sure here in the domains area that you click save. Okay. So we're going to close that, and next we're going to set up fields in the trees feature class so that we can use our new domain. Okay. So again, in the catalog pane, you're going to explain the tree inventory database. You're going to right click trees, and you will go to design fields. And then this step opens up the fields tree pane. Again, when you're doing this, they don't have the fields out or the design in fields, so they have this now data design, and you're going to click on fields. Okay, so again, that is a little bit different. we're right clicking, we're going to data design and fields. Okay. So again, take a look at this so you can see what the different fields are, and look for the other columns for each attribute fields, things like here, default length. Okay. And you're going to see that data type has to do, again, as we talked about, is it text, is it a number, different things like that. The domain determines which existing domain the field can use, so if there's something specific, and we want to add a tree status field so it can be assigned the status domain that we just created. So below all the fields, click click here and add a new field, and then type status for field name. Under alias, you're going to type status, and under data type, you're going to select text. Okay. And so that is at the intersection of status and domain. Okay, so here's status and domain, so right here. Click the cell to highlight it, and then click it again to select the status domain from the drop-down list. So again, we're going to go right here. And click again, choose status, and then up here, we're in our fields, we're going to save. Okay. Then we're going to close the fields tree pane. Then we're going to set this up, so we need to add the trees feature class to the current map. Okay, don't worry if you don't see anything. Feature class doesn't have any features yet. That is why there are no points were added to the map. Okay. So we'll close this out and add our trees to the map. And again, remember it said don't worry if you don't see anything yet. Okay. That's why no points were added to the map. In the contents pane, right-click trees and click symbology. In the symbology pane, select unique values from the drop-down list, and for field 1, select status. Park. And again, set the drop-down box list next to the search box to all styles. which it's already set, but just in case it wasn't. Okay. Scroll to the push pin category and click the medium-sized park symbol, which looks like that. Now, as you do this, please notice that they're in the push pins. And again, if you go down, you might see this and think, but notice we're not in push pins. So we're going to keep going down. There's a lot here. And again, when you're doing your homeworks and your own maps in your final map project, you might want to think about using some of these. So here we have push pin, and you'll see they have this large, they said the medium size, because see if you scroll down, there's a small. So you can take the second one. If you end up getting one of the larger ones, that's fine. But all right, so we're going to pick on that, and now you'll notice everything over here kind of changes for a moment. All right, so now all of them are assigned. Now we're going to edit the color of the symbols individually to differentiate them. All right, so you're going to want to get back to return to the main symbology pane. Okay. Our little back button here. We're back in our main symbology pane. In the Classes tab, click the Ingrow symbol, click Properties, and change the appearance color to a dark green, such as fir green. Then click Apply. So we click the Ingrowth. You notice on mine it totally changes, so you can go to Properties, open up the color, and it mentioned the fir green, which if you poke around, you'll eventually find it. And we're going to apply and click on the back button. And now you're going to change the others. So go ahead and follow these steps to change them so that then you end up with this. Okay, and once you have all those selected, okay, you're going to click the more down arrow, right? And check the show all other values checkbox to disable it. Then you're going to save the project, okay? So now we've got our 4. And again, you're going to want to save. And you can do that as a save as. You can, again, do the project. You're going to do one more step here real quick. But again, don't forget, in the end, for 6A, you'll do the project and share. All right. So our last step is we're going to publish some features. Okay. And again, this is why I wanted to make sure at the beginning of the semester you had the sharing, because when you submit this, if I can't share it, that stretches out the amount of time between doing it and grading. Okay. So you're going to want to make sure that you are signed into your ArcGIS Pro. Usually, like up here, it should be saying your sign-in status. Okay. And so we're going to, on the Share tab, in the Share As group, we're going to click Web Layer. Close up this one. Okay. In the Share As Web Layer pane for name, type, tree, inventory. Okay. For summary, I'm going to type this in. And for the tags, you're going to type each of these. Make sure to press enter after each tab. At the bottom of the pane, you're going to click the Analyze button. This way, if there are errors, and you're going to see that 2 warnings appear with a summary of each warning. Selecting a warning provides more information. You're going to see that it tells you what they are, but in this case, don't worry about it. And again, if you catch this other one, it's because we don't have a base map, which doesn't matter because we have a base map back there, but it doesn't matter because the web layer, when you publish, doesn't keep that anyway. Then you're going to click Publish and then click Jobs to see the progress. This may take a little bit, but when it's ready to view in ArcGIS Online, okay, you're going to close that. You're going to save the project. Okay. So let's go ahead. Again, I only got the 1. If you got the 2, that's fine. We're going to publish. You can see jobs if you want to see that it's running. These are other things I have done. Yours might look different in your job queue. Just gonna close this for right now. Still running down here. All right, I'm gonna let that run a minute and then we will close this and then let me show you where it is. Okay, so once you have it successfully published, there are 2 things you're going to turn in for exercise 6A. Okay, one is to make sure you want to share your project. Okay, for this, you can either do the share and package the project like you have. But as far as I'm concerned, if you see this screenshot, I can see what you've changed here. And I can see this over here. So really, all I need is this. And then the second thing I need, and you can do this a couple of ways, is you're going to want to go to your ArcGIS Online, right? Okay, so you're gonna sign into your ArcGIS. Then you're gonna go to your gallery. Okay, and you should now see a tree inventory. Okay, and so again, a couple of things here as far as I'm concerned. If you send me this screenshot right here that shows you're in your gallery and I can see your tree inventory, that works. I clicked on it and you'll see it opened up this detail. So now I can see, and if we keep scrolling down, you can open up these different things here to take a look. You notice it's got one layer, it says trees, and look at this. It's got all of this information again, and we'll go over this more. But if you want, and again, I have 2 because I do this multiple times as I'm sharing. So you could send that screenshot if you wanted to. Again, we haven't really put in a lot of data at this point, so there's not much here, but you could open it up this way as well. And again, I can see that it's got this symbology. So again, for this activity, you can give me a screenshot showing that you have this, and then just a screenshot of your gallery showing me that you've got it here. All right, that's it. Take care, and on to the next activity.